The candle spider observed as her offspring perished, a somber witness to their demise. She expressed her anger with great intensity. She muttered in surprise, taken aback by what she had just witnessed. It's impressive how the small white fish displayed such remarkable strength, even before reaching the black iron class. She expressed her anger at the act of killing her men in front of her. She expressed her anger towards him, as the little white fish remained motionless. A multitude of red spider silk strands shot out from the mutant candle flame spider's mouth, emitting intense heat, in an attempt to ensnare the white-scaled fish. A group of vibrant red candles were launched from the mouth of the leader of the candle flame spider, aiming to strike the fish with white scales. As the attack approached the small white fish, its eyes widened and it muttered in dismay. Bai Xian instructed Bai Linyu to utilize the royal flow. The fish skillfully evaded the attack, displaying its agility. Thus, in order to evade the assault of the mutant candlelight spider leader, the white-scaled fish swiftly retaliated against the newly emerged spiders. Notably, the technique employed by the white-scaled fish on this occasion exhibited a heightened level of force, manifesting as a powerful surge of current. Xian instructed Bai Linyu to utilize the royal flow super speed to enhance the velocity of the white-scale fish. The white-scale fish's control over the technique has reached a flawless level. A grin spread across Bai Xian's face as he realized that evading those attacks would be effortless. The mutant spider unleashed a more powerful attack than before. Bai Linyu expertly utilized the royal flow to effortlessly evade the attack once more. He confidently approached the mutant spider, which responded with a furious glare. The small white fish's eyes gleamed with determination as it prepared to confront the menacing mutant spider, which let out a fierce roar. Both individuals stared intensely at each other, poised for confrontation. The main character urgently called out to their loyal companion, urging them to resist the temptation to engage. With determination, he tightened his grip and asserted himself, ensuring that the area was free from any obstacles before the true conflict commenced. The fish with white scales remained unfazed by the taunting of the leader of the mutated candlelight spiders, persistently attacking the regular candlelight spiders. Bai Linyu unleashed a formidable assault, swiftly eliminating all the spiders in his vicinity. The enraged mutant spider vented her anger at the small fish, hurling insults and referring to him as skinky fish. She exclaimed that he had eliminated all of her men, and she readied herself to unleash her complete power. Xian felt a sense of satisfaction as he realized that the spider was now compelled to take significant action. The spider was compelled to utilize a significant maneuver, employing its own formidable assault. Thus, the leader of the mutant candle fire spider initiated an intense assault on the white-scaled fish. Strands of red spider silk shot out from the mouth of the mutant candle flame spider, attempting to ensnare the white-scaled fish. However, the agile fish swiftly evaded the attack. The red spider silk effortlessly dissolved the rock upon contact, leaving a distinct mark behind. This is the ultimate advantage possessed by the leader of the mutant candle flame spiders. Xian was shown the Eye of the Apocalypse, which provided information about the skill called melting and cutting spider silk. This spider silk possesses an astonishing level of heat, capable of effortlessly melting and slicing through solid objects. When the white scale fish is under attack, it is expected to endure significant harm. Nevertheless, given the swift movements of the white-scaled fish, the likelihood of encountering any threats is exceedingly minimal. Xian confidently commanded his loyal pet beast to unleash a powerful water burst attack on the spider's feet. The scaled white fish obediently followed instructions, utilizing the water burst technique. The candle spider defended itself against the assault. Unfortunately, that was not a wise decision due to the water burst attack. The leader of the mutant candle flame sustained significant damage and acquired numerous scars. Her spider feet are the primary focus of the white-scaled fish. Bai Xian couldn't help but think that this was bound to happen. The water burst skill initially had a greater power compared to the water gun impact. Furthermore, the leader of the mutant candle flame spider is a member of the fire-type spirit beast. The water skills have an incredible destructive power. He was well aware of the superior breaking power of water flow compared to the aqua blast. The water system naturally held an advantage over the upper fire system. With everything going so smoothly, victory seemed inevitable. However, Xian couldn't help but feel a twinge of worry. It all seemed a little too perfect, raising suspicions. Out of nowhere, the spider silk in the spider nest appeared to multiply. This is the spider silk left behind by the previous encounter with the mutant candle flame spider leader. Fortunately, the white scale fish is adept at evading its attacks. Nevertheless, whenever the leader of the mutant candle flame spider launches an attack, it leaves behind numerous strands of spider silk. Over time, the spider silk gradually engulfs the entire spider nest. The white-scaled fish is known for its impressive speed, allowing it to effortlessly evade the attacks of the mutant candle flame spider leader. However, when faced with an excessive amount of spider silks, the fish's speed is significantly hindered, causing it great distress and pain. Upon witnessing this, Xian was taken aback by the sheer cunning of the spider. He couldn't fathom how she managed to execute such a clever trick. Xian quickly realized that this was all part of the mutant candle spider leader's plan. While observing the white-scaled fish engage in a conflict with its subordinates, it quickly recognized the distinct traits of its fellow white-scaled fish. Due to this, a plan was devised to utilize spider silk in order to control the speed of the white-scale fish. Bai Xian instructed Bai Linyu to utilize water erosion in a commanding manner. He was extremely angry, and he yelled at the white-scaled fish to hurry up and finish. The white-scaled fish understood the commands of its master. A sense of professionalism emanated from his presence as the aura surrounding his body grew stronger. Suddenly, a unique water column materialized before the white-scaled fish. The Kendall spider, with its mutant features, observed the fish with white scales. The water column may not be of significant size, but it is far from being clear. Instead, it resembles black ink, emanating a chilling and terrifying aura. It was incredibly potent, capable of overpowering anyone with just a slight touch. The attack had no effect on the mutant candle spider, yet it further injured her legs, causing alarm. The legs of the mutant candle spider shattered, causing her to fall down. The water column was large enough to completely envelop the mutant candle spider. In that moment, the fish attacked with great intensity. A menacing jet of black water engulfs the leader of the mutant candle flame spider. In that instant, the leader of the mutant candle flame spider underwent a dramatic transformation in expression. Its intuition warns against making contact with the dark water column. Otherwise, it could pose a serious risk to your life. Thus, the leader of the mutant candle flame spider sought to evade it. Nevertheless, she noticed that her spider feet were injured and appeared to be immobile. Due to the previous attack, her spider feet sustained severe injuries, rendering her temporarily immobile. Thus, it can only observe with a sense of powerlessness. A sleek water column cascades gracefully over its body. Currently, the mutant candle flame spider leader's vitality appears to be continuously consumed by the black water column. The attack was incredibly strong, completely melting the head and other parts of the mutant candle spider's body. Bai was pleased with their victory. Although Bai Xian was content, the white-scaled fish was completely drained from using the water erosion skill. It fell into a state of disengagement, unable to even maintain the foam layer skill. The foam layer broke apart, causing the white-scaled fish to plummet, visibly injured and battered. Upon witnessing his beloved pet beast's descent, the protagonist's concern was palpable as he urgently cried out for its safety. With great skill, Bai Xian swiftly employed a water technique to save his beloved pet from a perilous fall. The white-scaled fish emitted a radiant glow and miraculously healed. However, this extraordinary occurrence caught the attention of Bai Xian. A screen of the Eye of the Apocalypse appeared, revealing that his pet beast has achieved a remarkable promotion to grade 9. Upon witnessing This, Xiaoan was filled with joy and quietly acknowledged that the desired outcome of this exercise had been accomplished. He expertly handled the white-scaled fish. He smiled and commended his pet beast, acknowledging Bai Linyu's good performance and advising him to take a well-deserved rest. Xiao Gu asked with concern about the well-being of the white-scaled fish. Xiaoan reassured him that it is perfectly fine, just a bit tired and in need of some rest. After that, he turned around and carefully placed the white-scaled fish into the space reserved for mythical creatures. Bai Xiaoan requested Xiao Gu's presence, and together they observed the deceased body of the mutant candle flame spider's leader. Bai Xiaoan faced the mutant candle flame spider, fully aware of the immense worth possessed by these extraordinary spirit beasts. He also realized the importance of capturing the mutant candle flame spider alive and bringing it back to Belan City for research. It would be highly valuable. It's unfortunate that the previous battle has reached a critical point. Bai Xiaoan had to utilize his expertise to ensure the white-scaled fish could effectively eliminate the leader of the mutant candle flame spider. Undoubtedly, he let out a deep sigh filled with emotion, showing no remorse for his recent actions. However, even though the leader of the mutant candle flame spider cannot be captured alive, the materials on its body can still be collected, he said, retrieving a scalpel from his backpack to proceed. Before he could retrieve the materials from its body, Xiao Gu swiftly took the scalpel from his hands, leaving him surprised and confused by her actions. Bai Xiaoan was taken aback by her actions, and he couldn't help but think to himself, well, that's quite an impressive technique. He was taken aback when Xiao Gu used a scalpel to directly sever the head of the mutant candle flame spider leader. She repeatedly stabbed it with evident pleasure, a crazed smile adorning her face. This gruesome act was a testament to her exceptional anatomical skills. After some time, she discovered a green crystal. However, Xiaoan was unaware of its presence as he had turned away. He pondered about the legendary treasure that could transform the candle spider and believed it must be hidden within the cave. He resolved to activate the Eye of Apocalypse to investigate further. But before he could survey his surroundings, Xiao Gu reached out to him. Xiaoan glanced at her, and she asked him to pay attention to this. With a smile, she asked, "What is this?" She proceeded to describe the discovery she made in the body of the mutant spider's leader. Bai Xiaoan utilized the Eye of Apocalypse to gather information. Through this, he discovered the existence of the Awakening Stone, a powerful artifact that holds the essence of awakening, capable of unlocking new talents within the soul. Bai Xiaoan was astounded when he witnessed the revelation of the Apocalypse. In that very moment, Xiao Gu managed to uncover the most invaluable treasure hidden within the cave. As Bai Xiaoan pondered over this, Xiao Gu graciously handed him the stone. He also recognized the value of her exceptional luck-collecting abilities in the field of treasure hunting. Based on his expertise, he is aware of the two factors that can activate talents. One is the Kyushu Union Awakening Primordial Stone, while the other, which Xiaoan possesses, is known as the Beast Stone or the Awakening Origin Stone. This divine stone holds the power to awaken new talents in beasts. Bai Xiaoan was impressed by the fact that these items, which have the ability to awaken talents, are highly valued treasures within the Kyushu Federation. The main character made the choice to withhold the information from her beforehand. He emphasized the importance of exercising caution when confronted with such a significant temptation, despite acknowledging her positive qualities. That statement holds some truth. Did you notice her expression? Xiaoan was lost in thought while Xiao Gu continued to stab the mutant candle spider, sending shivers down my spine. Regardless, Xiaoan deceived her by claiming ignorance and promised to consult the elders upon his return. She trusted his words and shared her perspective. She continued to cut the mutant candle spider with enthusiasm, and Xiaoan realized that the moment was approaching. With a professional demeanor, he asked Xiao Gu if she would like to come to their Bai family. She froze in disbelief. As her eyes widened in shock, she timidly inquired if he was attempting to hire her. Xian nodded and replied with a smile. Of course. She repeatedly attacked the mutant spider and commended the protagonist for his impressive strength. She paused and with a heavy heart, she began to express her thoughts. She couldn't help but recall the hurtful labels people had assigned to her. Monster, they would say. The whispers and accusations haunted her, as they blamed her for the tragic loss of her parents. The weight of their judgment made her feel repulsive, unwanted, and alone. Tears streamed down her face as she lamented the perception that everyone saw her as a monster. Bai Xian politely disagreed with her, gently holding her hands as he reassured her that she was not a monster. He smiled warmly and assured her that she is a remarkable individual, far from being a monster. He went on to explain that as the esteemed young master of the Bai family in Belan City, he made a sincere promise to accompany her to meet the esteemed senior of the Beast Masters. Although she acknowledged his words, she was taken aback by his lack of perception towards her. She wanted to clarify something, so she asked if he was referring to Master Bai Jingcheng, the renowned Diamond Beast Master. Bai Xiaoan responded professionally, reiterating his invitation and inquiring if she would be interested in visiting his residence. Bai Xiaoan extended his hand for a handshake, feeling a slight hesitation. She pondered whether this encounter would bring about a change, ultimately deciding to take a chance and give it a try. And both of them shook hands, and she enthusiastically agreed. With tears of joy in her eyes, she smiled and made a heartfelt commitment to work even harder as a gesture of gratitude for his kindness. The protagonist cautiously approached the spider nest, created by the mutant spider, and confidently declared that he had a surprise in store for her. After successfully opening the spider nest, he found himself surrounded by numerous eggs. To his astonishment, the data of the 3 spirit beast eggs instantly appeared in front of Bai Xian, thanks to the power of the Eye of Apocalypse. Race, mutation candlelight spider, fire, talent, lava body, B, qualification, intermediate gold, skills, melting and cutting spider silk, blue faint. Candlelight, white, and it was quite remarkable to come across this information. He delicately removed the eggs from the nest, contemplating the fascinating notion that the eggs laid by the leader of the mutant candle spider had undergone a mutation, giving rise to an entirely new breed of spiders. How intriguing, he mused, surprised by the unexpected outcome of the mutant spirit beast. His emotions stirred slightly. Bai Xian recognizes the potential for cultivating a new type of spider beast that could greatly benefit the Bai family if utilized effectively. The main character had 3 eggs in their hands, and Xiao Gu couldn't understand why they had 3 eggs of the mutant candle flame spider. Xiaoan noticed her confusion and offered an explanation. These eggs belong to the mutant candle spider, offspring of the leader, possessing impressive gold-level abilities. Xiaoan then instructed her to pick one. He had a big smile on his face as he explained to her that this was just a requirement to join the Bai family. The reason behind it was that her trypanosoma's growth potential was not up to par with her incredible talent for beast control. She couldn't believe the condition of entering the Bai house, but what really caught her off guard was when he asked her to sign the contract again. Bai Xiaoan made sure to confirm her statement. Xiao Gu's surprise stemmed from the fact that the contract between the Beast Master and the Beast has the potential to be nullified. Given the rise of the Beast Master, it has become necessary to find more capable and powerful pets for battles, leaving the low-level ones behind. There are 2 methods for a Beast Master to recontract a pet beast. One option is to respectfully terminate the beast, familiar contract, and set the pet beast free. And another option is to euthanize the pet creature. She then responded that she would accept it, and she selected the one that outshined the others as a screen displayed its details. Bai Xian was impressed by her direct choice of the best option. He then suggested that she should proceed with canceling the contract. Bai Xian understood that the initial approach could lead to negative consequences for the Beast Master, potentially even putting their life at risk. Unlike the second method, the Beast Masters experienced minimal backlash, although the Beast Master group felt a sense of shame due to its inherent cruelty. He was uncertain about the approach she would take to terminate the contract. As soon as her hands moved, the contract materialized before her. She skillfully moved her hands with great speed. She performed a series of hand signs, causing the contract to emit a brighter glow. And when she clapped her hands, the contract vanished. After a moment, she coughed up blood forcefully. She clutched her chest in pain, and Xian asked with concern if she was okay. She replied, stuttering, that she was fine. Despite her breach of contract, her previous pet beast still expressed concern for her well-being. Xiao Gu expressed gratitude to her loyal companion for their long companionship, acknowledging that it was time for them to part ways. The beast gazed at her with a touch of sadness before slowly walking away a short distance. And it began to soar away. The protagonist was impressed by her decision to choose the first method over the second method. He smiled, pleased that he had chosen the correct individual. After dedicating themselves, Xian and Xiao Gu successfully reached the level of the Candle Volcano once again. The residents of Candlelight City have expressed deep concern regarding the beast masters who venture into Candle Fire. However, the individuals who emerged from the Candle Volcano were largely disregarded. Due to this reason, Xian and Xiao Gu effortlessly departed from the Candle Volcano and arrived at the Black Market Candlelight. Bai Xian's curiosity leads him to explore the diverse markets in Candlelight City, driven by a lingering hope of stumbling upon a valuable treasure. After all, he possesses an extraordinary talent known as the Eye of Apocalypse. Anything exceptional, as long as it's within his sight, there's no need to conceal anything. He pondered if he could utilize his expertise to uncover unique treasures. This idea belongs to him. Due to this, Bai Xian decided to explore the different markets in Candlelight City with Xiao Gu. Out of nowhere, a person enthusiastically called out a price of 9,000 for a vibrant red crystal they were selling. However, despite his expertise, the old man's pleas fell on deaf ears. Growing increasingly exasperated, he raised his voice, sternly warning others not to take his words lightly. He emphasized the significance of the item, emphasizing that it was a cherished heirloom passed down through generations of his family. Xian was in close proximity to his market, and he firmly warned him that any further remarks would result in an increase in price. He explained that he purchased this unit for 90 million, and that's not how he negotiated. Xian was frustrated with this individual as he shouted in his face, with spit flying out of his mouth. Xian smirked and questioned if the boss was attempting to deceive him due to his youthful appearance. He sternly informed the elderly gentleman that there is no energy fluctuation whatsoever, and the nucleus is fractured. The elderly gentleman replied, "Even if the energy is disrupted, it could still retain traces of the spirit's original expertise, potentially enabling the spirit beast to grasp this skill." Xian's anger subsided, replaced by intrigue as he recalled the old man's words about the possibility. However, doubts lingered in his mind. The incomplete crystal nucleus greatly diminishes the likelihood of acquiring the skill. Consequently, its value plummets significantly. This explains why previous visitors paid no attention to the golden core. This golden crystal nucleus is a damaged crystal nucleus. Nevertheless, Bai Xian remained fixated on it due to the extraordinary talent known as the Eye of Apocalypse. This talent bestowed upon him a profound revelation. The crystal nucleus of the Scarlet Flame Sparrow, the primary monarch spirit beast, has unfortunately passed away due to its long existence and the damage to its crystal nucleus. Only the skill mark, Outer Fire Purple, remains. Upon reading the information, the protagonist was thoroughly impressed. He expressed to the old man that it is incredibly rare for a broken nucleus to recognize their own abilities. The protagonist acknowledged that if it weren't for its attractive appearance, he wouldn't have considered the number 9,000. Bai smiled confidently and considered that he hadn't expected to find such a valuable item in the underground market of a connected city. Upon seeing his unsettling smile, Xiao Gu glanced at him with concern. He couldn't help but think that Xiao Gu's luck had truly made a difference. The stall owner offered a more genuine price with a dry smile, suggesting that they both be sincere and settle at 900,000. Nevertheless, Bai Xiaoan firmly shook his head. This type of broken crystal nucleus of unknown origin is not worth the price, indicating a lack of quality. With no other options, the stall owner is left with no choice but to keep reducing the price. At last, after some negotiations, the price was agreed upon at 100,000. The elderly gentleman stated firmly, 100,000 Kyushu coins is my final offer. If he agrees, he can have it. The stall owner responded with a hint of resignation. Xiaoan confidently presented his card and said, let's make a deal. The elderly gentleman enthusiastically clapped his hands, overjoyed by the successful sale of the crystal nucleus. Unbeknownst to them, however, they failed to notice the presence of an observer lurking in the shadows. And that individual stepped forward, and they interrupted them from making the deal. The individual who appeared tough informed the elderly gentleman of their shared interest in this core. The individual approached, attempting to present himself in a polished manner. He stated his intention to offer a substantial sum of money. Bai Xiaoan regarded this individual with a mixture of disdain and anger. He was extremely upset because this individual had the audacity to abruptly terminate the agreement. He firmly pushed his hand aside and reprimanded him for interfering with others' business. The gangster smirked with a sense of satisfaction, asserting that the boss had not sold him the crystal core, thus giving him the rightful opportunity to place a bid. He pointed at Bai Xiaoan and emphasized that, as someone who claims to be a professional, he is unable to secure even 200,000 yuan. The gangster confronted him, confidently asserting his connections as the nephew of the mayor of Candlelight City. He offered to introduce him to a more lucrative job. The old man, overwhelmed with fear, averted his gaze and nervously whistled. Out of nowhere, the gangster's attention was caught by something unexpected. He was taken aback when he realized that he hadn't noticed her presence earlier. Xiao Gu was hiding behind Bai Xiaoan, and as he observed her hands, he couldn't help but think how incredibly soft and creamy white they were. It exudes a sense of elegance and charm. He blushed and thought to himself that she is exceptionally attractive. In a formal manner, the protagonist proposed that, since everyone desired it, they should consider adhering to the rules and engaging in a life-or-death competition. Bai Xiaoan confidently smirked and contemplated how his polished appearance exuded professionalism. It seemed as though he possessed an air of authority, making him an ideal candidate for a valuable training experience. He exuded an air of expertise, with a blue aura enveloping his body. His eyes emitted a subtle glow, and a screen materialized, indicating that the apocalypse eye had been activated. He angrily exclaimed, "You're desperate to impress this beautiful woman, aren't you?" The gangster's behavior stemmed from his belief that Xian had feelings for Xiao Gu and assumed he was trying to win her over. Xian paid no attention to his words as he carefully examined the details of the dog using the eye of the apocalypse. The dog's race was a red flame dog, possessing top silver qualifications. Its talent was the body of flaming rock, rank B, and its realm was intermediate black iron. Notable skills included flowing fire, blue, and flame crack, green. He raised his voice, commanding his dog to attack him, and the dog swiftly charged towards Xiaoan. It lunged towards him, emitting a menacing growl as if ready to sink its teeth into him. Nevertheless, the protagonist was prepared for this. And just as the dog was about to attack, he skillfully evaded it, along with Xiao Gu. There was an air of confidence as he assumed a powerful stance, recognizing that for someone of his caliber who has always been supported by their family, engaging in a deadly battle with an Imperial Beast Master is an extraordinary chance. The dog lunged at him once more, its jaws gaping, poised to attack. But as always, the protagonist remained composed, a confident smirk on his face. The dog approached him with speed, and he skillfully evaded each of the dog's attacks. As he skillfully evaded, he pondered the recent demise of a formidable bronze great spirit beast. This led him to contemplate the immense power wielded by a black iron-grade imperial animal master. With a condescending smirk, he advised him not to shy away and referred to him as worthless. A lot of individuals were observing this altercation, and they began to converse. Someone mentioned, "Isn't that Su Zi, the mayor's nephew?" The other person sympathized with Xiaoan, mentioning that Zhu Zi is known for being a bully. Another person informed him that they have heard he prefers sneak attacks. During combat, the dog skillfully utilized the nearby buildings to swiftly navigate and reach Xiaoan with great efficiency. Xiao Gu expressed concern for Bai Xiaoan, urging him to exercise caution. The elderly man had already given up hope for the protagonist, predicting his demise. Bai Xiaoan readied himself to utilize his technique, fully aware that he had no intention of letting his opponent escape. He decided to go along with the situation, strategizing his next move. Bai Xiaoan expertly assessed the dog's face and neck before deftly spinning it around. He spun it around rapidly, causing the dog to become disoriented and dizzy. Bai then firmly pushed the dog away using his palm. The dog was forcefully pushed aside, causing it to bounce around the area. After the dog finished its energetic bouncing and finally touched the ground, a cloud of dust and debris filled the air. As the dust settled, the dog trembled and quivered with fear. The gangster was extremely angry, and he unleashed a string of curses, expressing his frustration towards someone who had wronged him. He emphasized that this individual would face severe consequences, making it difficult for them to carry on with their daily life. He called out to his small dog, who eagerly stood up and prepared to utilize the flowing fire. It utilized the fiery breath, emitting flames from its mouth. Bai stood prepared to evade the imminent attack. With quick reflexes, he skillfully evaded the oncoming danger, narrowly escaping the ensuing explosion. Bai Xiaoan glanced over his shoulder and observed the sizable crater on the ground. He pondered the imminent moment to set free the white-scaled fish. And he called out, "Step forward, fish with white scales," and Bai Linyu emerged from his beast space. Out of nowhere, Bai Xiaoan and his loyal pet beast heard a sound coming from behind them. Curiosity piqued, they turned around to investigate. It was an enormous snake that was poised to consume Bai Xiaoan, but just before it could do so, both Xiaoan and his loyal pet swiftly dodged out of harm's way. A snake slithered towards its owner, hissing at Bai Xiaoan. The Eyes of Apocalypse provided information about the snake. It belonged to the fire snake race, had an intermediate silver qualification, possessed speed as a talent, and was at the medium black iron realm. Additionally, it had the skill of snake venom green. Bai Linyu was extremely displeased with the gangster's lack of respect, while Bai Xiaoan quietly acknowledged that the situation was becoming more complicated. Bai Xiaoan exclaimed, urging Bai Linyu to act swiftly. Without hesitation, Bai Linyu swiftly moved towards the dog, ready to confront it. The slender man chuckled and exclaimed with perfect timing, commanding his dog to unleash the fiery crackle. The obedient dog promptly complied, conjuring numerous fireballs that illuminated the surroundings. And numerous fireballs suddenly materialized near the white-scaled fish, much to his dismay. The flame crack began to intensify, causing nearby objects to burst into fragments. The individual, caught off guard, watched in shock as the explosion unfolded before their eyes, leaving them no opportunity to react. The explosion engulfed the entire area, rendering the scaled fish invisible amidst the chaos. The slender man chuckled, taunting Bai Xiaoan for being a mere novice beast master with just a single spiritual pet. He questioned how Bai Xiaoan planned to face him with only one spiritual pet, and he dared to challenge him, a seasoned gangster at the black iron level. He also expressed his regret for his pet. He expressed his disapproval with a thumbs down, and with a smirk, he commented that it had chosen the wrong leader. Xiaoan smiled confidently, and he questioned whether it was premature to jump to conclusions at this point. In that moment, Bai Linyu emerged from the explosion. He quickly approached the dog and hit it with their tail, causing the dog pain. The dog was forcefully propelled backward, colliding with the wall. After the chaos settled, the dog was overcome and rendered unconscious. A snake encircled by Linyu, fixing him with a threatening gaze and emitting a menacing hiss. Undeterred, the white-scaled fish stared back at the snake, prepared to defend itself. The snake opened its jaw, ready to devour Bai Linyu. However, with lightning-fast reflexes, he swiftly dodged and found himself on top of the snake. Bai Linyu stared intensely at the snake, readying himself to unleash his technique and defeat his opponent. When the white-scaled fish was perched atop the snake, it unleashed a powerful surge of energy to strike at its head, causing the serpent's skull to collide with the ground with great force. The snake was defeated, and the slender man was trembling with fear. He was taken aback, his words stumbling as he pondered his own capabilities. The white-scaled fish simply stared at him, offering no response. After Bai Linyu returned to the beast's space, Xiaoan approached the thin man and candidly mentioned that his beast's spiritual talent was quite impressive. However, before he could elaborate further, he gently placed a hand on the man's shoulder. The skinny man was ridiculed, as Xiaoan believed he had chosen the wrong leader to follow. The frustrated man clenched his teeth in anger, restraining himself from cursing. However, he lost control of his emotions and, in a moment of aggression, brandished a knife with the intention of harming the other person. He lunged forward, shouting and questioning the source of the other person's pride. Just as he was about to be attacked, Angelica swiftly leaped from the roof and delivered a powerful kick to the head of the slender man before respectfully acknowledging her master. With a confident smile on her face, she informed her master that she arrived to deliver a confidential letter from his grandfather. The unconscious man lay motionless, while Bai Xiaoan approached the elderly vendor selling the crystal nucleus. He negotiated a deal, offering the old man a sum of 100,000 yuan in exchange for the crystal core. Bai Xiaoan and Xiao Gu returned to Belan City. Bai was in his room, focused on examining something. The objects he was observing were unique plants. He then retrieved a letter from his grandfather and began to read it. The letter informed him that all the requested evolutionary materials had been obtained. It appeared that he had decided not to utilize the Bai family's secret evolutionary method, opting instead for a new method that he had brought. His grandfather expressed his respect and trust in him, but also cautioned him about the potential dangers of venturing down an unfamiliar path. Xiaoan mentioned in the letter that he is committed to achieving his goals. Additionally, he mentioned that the white-scaled fish is on the verge of reaching a new level of growth and is about to undergo its first evolution. Bai Xiaoan is well aware of the evolutionary method of the Bai family. He has discovered that the white-scaled fish has the potential to evolve into a red-eyed goldfish. However, the power of the apocalypse bestowed upon him an unstoppable path of evolution. With this newfound power, he discovered the solution to transform his loyal creature into the legendary beast. Once Bai Xiaoan employs the technique provided by the Eye of the Apocalypse, they will have the ability to traverse the ocean like a majestic whale and soar through the heavens like a graceful bird. Transitioning from a fish to a whale, then from a whale to a mythical whale, and finally to a kalidarios, a mythical bird in Greek mythology. Using this method provided by the Eye of Apocalypse, the white-scaled fish will undergo 3 forms and 9 evolutions. Bai Xiaoan grinned with anticipation, knowing that his beloved pet beast was on the path to becoming a legendary ruler of the skies. The protagonist summoned his loyal creature, which swiftly soared towards him with remarkable velocity. With a swift and forceful impact, it struck Bai Xiaoan's back, causing him to cough up blood and experience excruciating pain as his spine contorted. He collapsed in agony, and Xiao Gu urgently knocked on the door, concerned for Bai Xiaoan's well-being. She inquired about his condition. Bai Xiaoan stood up and forcefully grabbed Bai Linyu, catching him off guard. Xiaoan maintained his composure as he watched it struggle to escape, his frustration evident in his clenched jaw. Xiaoan sternly instructed his pet beast to begin evolving immediately, and he initiated the process of evolution. Bai Xiaoan utilized the evolutionary materials to initiate the evolution of Bai Lin. Ultimately, the white-scaled fish was placed into the auxiliary spiritual liquid pool, in conjunction with key materials like the heart of the white-shadowed water whale, enabling the white-scaled fish to successfully undergo its evolution. As the white-scaled fish entered the spiritual liquid pool, a unique reaction occurred between the fish and the liquid. The liquid seamlessly merged with the fish's body, becoming one. And it gradually began to change when it opened its eyes, which were glowing. The entire body radiated with a luminous glow, while water gracefully enveloped its form. Over time, the light of evolution gradually faded away. Simultaneously, the white-scaled fish has vanished. Instead, it was a large, white fish of exceptional quality. This fish is quite impressive, with its large size pristine. White scales resembling jade, and a subtle white aura. Its eyes, a striking combination of purple and gold, exude a sense of power and strength. One could argue that aside from the deceptive white shadow, the appearance of the white scale fish appears relatively unchanged. This big white fish appears to be unusually large in size. The fish body that is over 5 meters long exudes a commanding presence, evoking a sense of awe. Nevertheless, the subtle white aura enveloping the fish created a delicate and ethereal sensation, evoking a sense of wonder. Simultaneously, the Eye of Apocalypse was activated, revealing a manifestation of the Tao of Heaven before Bai Xian. Race: majestic aquatic creature. Water system: realm, primary black iron. Skills: royal speed, S power of Een. And nether, S water rupture, A phantom lost, A qualification, experienced leader. Skills: waterproof speed, purple introduction, water erosion, purple introduction, water burst, blue xiaoqing, illusory white shadow, blue, water gun impact, green xiaoqing, foam layer, green disheng, introduction. With exceptional talent and an impressive size, this creature stands out from the ordinary fish. Additionally, it possesses the unique ability of the white shadow water whale, which can disorient foes and decrease the likelihood of being targeted. Following the evolution of the white-scaled fish, it has not only grown in size, but has also developed new abilities, showcasing a heightened potential. Upon examining the information following the evolution of the white-scaled fish, Bai Xian found himself slightly taken aback. There was a loud noise that reverberated throughout the room. Xian was taken aback when he saw the enormous fish filling the room, wondering why it was so large. He experienced discomfort as he was pressed against the wall, and he recommended to his pet beast that it should return to the space and remain there. The pet beast entered the designated space, although it faced some difficulty due to its size. Bai Xian settled down on the floor and let out a sigh of relief. After some time, Angelica gently tapped on the door and inquired about her master's well-being. Bai Xian assured that he is doing well and actively honing his skills. Additionally, he mentioned that Hill has recently rearranged the room. Shortly after, he found himself clutching a blue cube, realizing the need to address this issue promptly due to its inconvenience. Suddenly, a mysterious letter emerged from the blue cube, catching Bai Xian off guard as they discovered yet another hidden message. This letter discussed Qin Yunlu in Red Wing City, and Bai Xian expressed his joy upon receiving news about it from their grandfather. They were determined to obtain Qin Yunlu for themselves. He smiled, thinking about the perfect timing to join Xiaogu in exploring the treasures of the Red Wing City. A small laugh escaped him. Bai Xian and Xiaogu arrived at the Red Wing City. While they were strolling, Xian overheard someone loudly proclaiming the arrival of a new crystal core. Yet another individual expressed concern over the devastation caused to the sacred creatures of Red Wing City. The individual with the glasses also raised their voice, announcing that the Black Crow Adventure Group is currently seeking candidates for 5 positions. They emphasized the perks of joining, such as receiving a golden pack, accommodation, and meals. Bai Xian has searched extensively, but has yet to come across anything captivating. During his thorough exploration, he utilized his keen perception and noticed numerous crystals, including one particularly intriguing specimen, the crystal core of a black iron-grade spirit beast, encased in the fiery essence of a firebird. Here's another crystal, the frafluorite material of bronze grade. The third crystal he observed had a bronze grade material, discovered on the outermost part of the Screaming Eagle. Bai Xian was still scanning the room when he overheard some hushed conversations, mentioning the high turnout expected for this auction. Additionally, it was mentioned that the auction will feature diamond-grade material. Another individual informed him that the esteemed figure who gathers top-tier materials from across the globe has also arrived at the auction in Linlin City. Unbeknownst to them, the protagonist overheard their hushed conversation. The other person mentioned that there is no one capable of obtaining the high-quality diamond this time. Bai Xian was about to leave and couldn't help but think to himself that it's a shame, as Qin Yunlu holds great significance for him. If the city lord of Linlin gets involved, there may be some unexpected developments in this auction. He then departed after arriving at a different location and observed Xiao Gu engaged in conversation with someone. The individual spoke in a boisterous manner, inquiring whether she intended to make a purchase or not, and cautioning her against touching the item if she chose not to. She asked hesitantly about the price of the item, to which the man responded sternly that it is not just a stone, but a valuable treasure. He curtly informed her that it was beyond her means, and urged her to leave promptly, not wanting to waste any more time on her. Bai Xian utilized the Eye of the Apocalypse on the treasure, revealing a screen displaying the discovery of a valuable diamond material. Bai Xian was taken aback. He was amazed by Xiao Gu's ability to effortlessly select items, all of which turned out to be of the highest quality. Xian reached out and gently touched her shoulder, offering comfort. He was enthusiastic and informed the individual to provide their price, expressing his willingness to accept it. The man had a confident smile as he stated the price of 30 million yuan. The observer couldn't help but assume that he was just another wealthy individual with money to spare. A chuckle escaped the observer's lips as they entertained the idea that the treasure held by Xiao Gu was nothing more than a counterfeit. Xiao Gu glanced at Bai Xian and suggested that they should reconsider due to the high cost. Xian was visibly frustrated by the exorbitant price of the treasure, feeling annoyed by its expensive nature. The guy's grin grew wider as he pondered to himself, wondering if he had enough money for it. He thought Bai Xian was just giving the girl a tour. Bai Xian presented his card with a hint of frustration, instructing the individual to swipe it. The source of his annoyance stemmed from his awareness of the individual's intentions. Xian couldn't help but think that 30 million for a stone was a trivial amount to him, pondering just how foolish this person could be. It seemed that luck was on his side today. Shortly after, the individual experienced a sudden change in attitude and expressed gratitude towards Bai Xian, returning his card. Shortly thereafter, a creature was spotted soaring through the air. Someone inquired about the nature of the spiritual beast, noting its imposing presence. The other individual with glasses responded that it is a crane. In case anyone is curious, a crane is a bird with long legs and a long neck, and someone who was highly skilled in bird knowledge mentioned to the phoenix-winged crane that it has put in a lot of effort. Xian was presented with the information about this crane race by the Eye of Apocalypse: phoenix-crowned cloud-winged crane, wine system, realm, skilled diamond, talent, unsettled qualifications and exceptional diamonds of high grade, skills, turbulent storm, blue, cloud-winged blade, blue, cloud feather dance. Green. Jing Chung, the individual atop the crane, noticed that the other person had been notified of his presence. The crane gracefully soared through the air, circling the building. The man with a large beard, who for some inexplicable reason I believe resembles a Viking, spoke with great enthusiasm, expressing his gratitude for Lord Bai's visit and praising the splendor of this magnificent city. The individual was extremely thrilled to meet Lord Bai while riding atop his majestic pet, the phoenix. Jing Chung emphasized his commitment to conducting business in a serious manner, emphasizing that he is focused and not interested in engaging in leisure activities. The man with the beard spoke in a courteous manner, stating that he would be the guide and accompany him into the building. Bai Xian was surprised to learn that his grandfather had come here with the intention of smoothly winning Qin Yuanlu. He was deeply impressed that his grandfather made the effort to come here in person. 3 days later, in a corridor, everything in that building exuded an air of sophistication. Jing Cheng and his grandson were strolling together, and Jing Cheng inquired if he was certain about his decision. He asked his grandson about his interest in the auction, as Bai Xian himself wished to participate. The grandson responded with confidence, expressing certainty in his ability to acquire the desired item. Amidst Jing Cheng and his grandson, someone inquired about the situation. Jing Cheng and Xian turned around to see who had addressed them. It was Lan Dongli, the esteemed ruler of Linlin City. Needless to say, her presence here was undoubtedly connected to Qin Yuanlu. She reiterated her statement, emphasizing that the individual offering the highest price would be the recipient. And the girl who was hiding behind Lan Dongli is Lan Jiqi. Bai Xian observed the girl intently and was taken aback by a certain revelation about her. Jing Cheng chuckled and introduced his granddaughter, mentioning that he had heard about her efforts to gather high-quality materials for her treatment. Lan Dongli's frustration grew evident as a green aura enveloped her, and she confronted Jing Cheng with a sharp tone, questioning his intentions for encircling her. She utilized her expertise to unleash a formidable surge of energy. Jing Cheng and Bai Xian both experienced a surge of energy. She expressed her anger, stating that they were both diamond-class imperial beasts, and confidently declared that she was no longer afraid of him. Bai Xian experienced an overwhelming sense of power as he confronted the formidable diamond-class imperial beast. The pressure was so intense that it left him breathless. Jing Cheng had a confident expression as he clarified her misunderstanding. He explained that they were both vying for Yuanlu and increasing prices, but the profits would solely benefit the auction house. As he spoke, Jing Cheng readied himself to assert his authority. He mentioned that he noticed she doesn't have any particular preferences for the quality of the diamond, and suggested that they work together to find the best solution. Meanwhile, Xian was amazed by his grandfather's expertise, as only a beast master above the silver level can create such a protective cover. After the green aura dissipated, she inquired about the agreement. Jing Cheng exuded a sense of professionalism as he proudly showcased his exceptional expertise. He assured her that he would sell it to her at the same price, as long as he could take the Qin Yuanlu. However, just as the deal was about to be finalized, Bai Xian politely requested a moment of patience. His grandfather cast a curious glance in his direction, awaiting his request. He described this sister's unfortunate condition, mentioning that she is very ill and suggesting that taking the core might improve her situation. He instructed his grandfather to give it to sister Lan Jiqi. The elderly gentleman was completely taken aback, leaving him at a loss for words. He pondered over his grandson's activities, as it seemed to deviate from what had been previously communicated. Lan Dongli expressed doubt and emphasized the value of high-quality materials. She inquired about the reason behind his decision to provide them with the high-quality diamond material. Lan Jiqi observed Bai Xian with curiosity, eager to understand his motives. Xian responded with a gentle smile and inquired if Lan Dongli had mentioned her granddaughter's requirement for the valuable diamond materials for her treatment. Bai Xian mentioned his fondness for the sister and decided to present her with a sunflower fruit. Upon hearing this, Lan Jiqi blushed. Jing Cheng observed his grandson with bewilderment, as he knew that his grandson was not typically drawn to such individuals. Despite any affection he may have for her, the Lan family's status is too inferior for her to become his granddaughter-in-law. It is truly astonishing that the old man is currently considering this. With a warm smile, he handed Lan Dongli the diamond-grade material. He explained that his grandson, known for his straightforwardness, had promised to give it to her. The old man had a hunch that his grandson had changed their plans due to something he had discovered. Lan Dongli was taken aback by how Easily she received the diamond-grade material. She examined the box she was holding with a mix of relief and concern. While relieved to have the precious diamond-grade material in her possession, she couldn't help but feel suspicious about how easily it had been given to her. She turned around and walked away, but before she could leave completely, she told Jing Chung that since she had accepted the gift, she would not compete with him. Jing Chung bid her farewell. Lan Jiqi had a blush on her face as she inquired about his name. With a warm smile on his face, he introduced himself as Bai Xian and mentioned that he resides in the city lord's mansion of Balan City. He kindly invited her to come and spend time with him once she has recovered. She then walked away and softly whispered his name to ensure she remembered it. Bai Xian muttered that he didn't give her a diamond for nothing. He smiled with a hint of mischief and quietly admitted that he doesn't consider himself to be a particularly virtuous individual. Xian utilized the Eye of Apocalypse to thoroughly examine her situation. He stumbled upon her family's secret during this period. Race, space worm, space system, boundary, the highest level of abstaining from entering the stream, talent, space wormhole, SS. Qualification, primary epic, ability, space wormhole, orange, introduction. The natural space-type spirit beast boasts impressive growth potential, but due to its unique nature, it requires a substantial amount of energy during its early stages of development. Failing to provide sufficient energy can result in the spirit beast inadvertently draining the life force of its master, placing a significant burden on them. The spirit beasts of the space system make an appearance in the mysterious world of 10,000 spider nests, which is quite astonishing. It's no surprise that her family requires top-quality materials. This is to help this young girl avoid depleting her life force. Indeed, it was only through Bai Xian's investigation that he grasped the reasons behind it. As he pondered further, he couldn't help but marvel at the remarkable qualities of this extraordinary space-dwelling spirit beast, possessing dual S-level super abilities that enhance talent. Xian realized that if she could successfully overcome all challenges, she would undoubtedly become a formidable beast master. The Eye of the Apocalypse provided him with additional information regarding the super enhancement talent, which is classified as a double S rank auxiliary. Her skill can significantly enhance the selected pet beast's abilities. Bai Xian smiled to himself and confidently stated that he had gifted her a 30 million yuan diamond, showcasing his generosity. He expressed his belief that she would undoubtedly bring him a steady profit without any risk of loss. That's all for now.